Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So today I'm going to be talking about this variety of Crassula ovata. Now from the information what I've got from the internet, this is called as Crassula ovata tricolor or Crassula ovata variegated. Now I'm not quite sure if it has any other scientific name. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comment section. Would really appreciate the information. Now usually the reason why I think this is called as tricolor, because if you look at it, it has a couple of colors on it, majorly the yellow, red and the white. Now the yellow and white is the variegation, but I think it's because of the red, green and the white color. Probably that's the reason why it's called as tricolor, because it looks like it has three colors. So this is how the variegated ovata tricolor looks like. Now guys, the care requirement is almost similar to the same what we have for a regular ovata. Give it a good amount of morning direct sunlight in order to have that beautiful color. As you can see over here, the soil requirement remains the same what we use for our other succulents. The soil has to be loose, porous and well draining. Now whenever you tend to see that 90% of the soil is dry, please go ahead and water it, because they tend to like very slight moisture but not soggy wet soil. Now this particular variety has not been watered for a really long time. I'll show you the picture on the screen. You will be able to see how small this succulent was when I got it. And trust me guys, I was not sure whether this is going to survive, because this was a gift from one of the seller, because I had purchased a lot of succulents. So she had given me a very small cutting and I was not quite sure if it's going to survive, but it's been with me for almost 2 years. And now out of one small little cutting, you can see how well it's grown. Definitely slightly slow growing succulent, but looks absolutely beautiful. You can give it a good amount of morning direct sunlight. And these are my other Crassula. These are the regular Crassula ovata. I've already made a video. I'll put the link in the description below, because you will get a more detailed information about this variety. This one looks more like a bonsai right now. Let me show you to you clearly. Across the wall you can see it looks a lot like a bonsai, because I think I've not watered it for a really long time. Majority of the leaves have fallen down, but what I can see is the succulent is still very healthy. I will water it and take care of it. So it looks pretty healthy, looks beautiful. I love those strong branches. And over here this is another one. This is much more fuller. You can see the leaves are more full. It looks more dense compared to the other one. So I really love Crassula ovata. They look really beautiful. They look like these miniature trees. So they look absolutely beautiful. And the same goes. And this is the cutting that I had placed. If you remember, I had made a video on it. Now unfortunately those pups didn't survive, but this cutting did survive. It looks very healthy. You can see the soil is very dry. I have to water it. The soil is very dry. Again, the same soil requirement. It has to be loose, porous and well draining. So it's a very sandy soil, what I tend to use for my other succulents as well. Now unfortunately the pups didn't survive, but the cutting did, and I'm okay with it. So these are all my collections. I'm not going to do any cuttings right now. Crassulas tend to go dormant during the summers. So the winters were the growing period, so they have flourished very well during this winters. And this is the point of time when I was not at home, so they were not watered any which ways. We do not water the succulents a lot during the winter season, because during the winter season the soil does not dry faster as compared to what it does during the summer season. So that is the reason why they have survived. And you can see my Crassula ovata tricolor. It looks absolutely beautiful. I can't wait for it to grow as big as the other ones, but definitely it's going to take a lot of time, because I've noticed that this variety tends to grow slightly slow as compared to the other varieties. But this one was a very tiny cutting that I have got. It tends to grow a little faster, but this particular one is very small, but it is doing quite well. So all of these guys are doing pretty much well. I will go ahead and water them, because the soil tends to look like it's very dry. So I'll quickly water them once I'm done with the video. But I'll show you how to, I don't even have to show you guys, because I'm sure by now you know how to water succulents. We have made so many videos on it. So here, as you can see, I'll quickly go ahead and water my tricolor. She has been thirsty for a long time, so I thought I'll quickly water it, because this container is really small. Now guys, I usually do not like to repot my succulents until unless my succulent gives any sign. Over here I do not see that my Jade Tricolor is giving any signs of repotting. I thought that I'll repot, but then unnecessary moving of the succulents is not very good. Repotting every now and then is not very good for succulents, so I thought that I'm just going to leave it as it is. And as you can see, the water has started to drain out of the pot, which means that the soil is really good. It is not affected. So when the succulent is doing so good, there are no signs of any stress on the succulent. Stress as in like the succulent is looking unhealthy or something like that. There are no mealy bugs on the succulent. The roots look well. The soil is well draining. So I don't see any purpose of repotting it. And I tell you guys as well, please do not repot your succulents for unnecessary reason. Over here, as you can see, the succulent is doing quite well. However, I wanted to repot it, but I think I'm not going to do it because the succulent looks very comfortable. For unnecessary moving the succulent from one pot to another puts the succulent under shock, which I definitely do not want to do it, especially when the succulent is doing quite well. So guys, my only advice would be, if your succulent is doing absolutely fine in its pot, please do not repot it. A lot of time the succulent goes under stress, it goes under shock, and it might not respond very well to the shock. So be very careful, especially if your succulent is very healthy in its pot, please do not move it. So talking about propagation of Crassula variegated or Crassula tricolor, it remains the same what we do for Crassula ovata, the regular ones. You can either go for a stem cutting or you can do leaf propagation. For my advice, it would be always go for a stem cutting because that's much faster for you to propagate and multiply. As you can see over here, I have 3 stems. I can go ahead and cut one of them. Probably I might do it in future. Right now I do not want to do any kind of cuttings because I have to still water them. They haven't been watered for a really long time, so I do not want to put any more stress on the succulent right now. I just want to give good care, do a good watering, give it a good amount of light, and probably in future I will propagate this because I definitely love the color of this particular variety of Crassula ovata. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.